So when I was a child, the number one enemy that I had was shame. And what does shame feels like in my body? I couldn't make sense of it when I was younger, but now that I think back, I still can sense it very strongly in my body. It feels like an inner implosion. It's like everything collapsing inwards and stretching out really thin at the same time, and every cell hurts. Like you have no space to breathe. So I remember those moments that I would just feel like tearing down every single curtain in the house. But of course I didn't, because that would be something wrong to do. So I would just curl up in bed, and usually no one would realize how clenched and tight I am. So I grew up really learning to avoid this like the plague. And my mind learned to cope with it by having this very active justification system to tide me through these feelings. Like my mind learns to quickly give me a lot of reasons to pull me away from situations that might possibly put me in shame. So I was operating a lot from that fear of shame. And eventually I did walk away from many things that I know that I would be proud of myself accomplishing, but just couldn't put myself through it because of the fear of... It's not just about the fear of failure, but it's that resulting emotion that comes from the occurrence of failure. And I think it's hard. It's very hard to face our inner demons without wanting to go on a full-on fight. You know, that same feeling of wanting to tear down the curtains, wanting to destroy something. So that's scary for me, that because you don't want to be seen as someone that's destructive. At least that's for me, because I hate conflicts. I hated inner conflicts. I hated external conflicts with people I love as well. So when I learned mindfulness, that notion that they keep repeating to me, that you don't have to resist this, you don't have to fight this, just soften and just ease. And these instructions, even though it kept coming, it just flew past me. Like it didn't hit me at all. I was subconsciously just avoiding it, just pretended I never hear it, or maybe it just didn't hit me. And finally, when it did hit me, the pain was... The first emotion was pain, and the immediate reaction is to fight, is to resist it, that must be wrong. How can you not fight something that will destroy you? At least that's what I believe. I mean, a lot of times we are not afraid to walk towards something. It's because we think that it will destroy us. And we haven't had the courage to test it. And I realized one day that this real reason that I don't want to confront it is that I think I might never be able to forgive myself if I embrace it. Forgive myself for what? Forgive myself for walking away from all the challenges that I should have walked through, the accomplishments, the opportunities that would have made my life so-called more fulfilled, walking away from those things, when all along to realize that I was doing it wrong by trying to fight it. So that fear of being wrong still falls back onto me. But yeah, the prospect of hating myself forever. And then of course it begins the journey of learning how to self-love and self-forgive. But that's another story for another day. So now as a parent, I try to massage my child on her shoulders as often as I can. I even had a friend who noticed this and said that am I preparing her for the boxing ring? And that might be true. I'm preparing her for the boxing ring of life. I massage her feet every night. If she is tight and clenched, I want to know. And I want to hug her and tell her that it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's so brave to face it. So today my practice of mindfulness, or my practice of my various intentions, be it forgiveness, compassion, non-resistance, and every time I sit, it is just this commitment to not walk away so easily again. Finally have a little courage to hug that little girl in me who didn't know how to ride the waves, and tell her it's okay. So sitting in this moment, if you would, sit with me. Sensing any tightness that you might feel in the body, in the face. Allowing your breath to bring that sense of softening for yourself. Not trying to get rid of anything. Just softening. Just softening. And that's all we need in the moment. Because gentleness can overcome destruction.